Hello everybody, welcome to MCC Today. I'm Lowell Martin. Turn up the volume, sit back and coast into knowledge. On today's show, we have Miss Sara Smith and Mr. Curtis Bradley. You're going to really want to watch this.
Meridian Community College. For more than 75 years, we've helped students soar. Establishing the first tuition guarantee program in Mississippi, we put our students first, while creating pathways into the workforce and offering a seamless transition to a 4-year degree. Now is the time to find your purpose and register today, because those who move forward never get left behind. MCC, find your wings.
And today we have the wonderful Miss Sara Smith from Care Lodge. Now, Sara, you are the Director of Community Engagement. So you go out into the community and talk about various subjects and enlighten and educate, which is one of the biggest things about various subjects. But what are we here to talk about today?
Today, I think we really need to talk about what happens when you find yourself in a relationship that is becoming abusive.
Okay.
What does that necessarily mean? But then what do I do with this?
Okay.
Because I think people who are finding themselves connected with a partner who they thought was somebody else, but when they started getting into a relationship or even right after marriage, they're like, what is happening? And they don't know what to do with themselves, keep themselves safe, and they don't know how to respond to their partner who's treating them in a way that they didn't expect.
And when you say abusive, we're not just talking about physically.
Absolutely
there
not.
are other types of abuse, and there are other ways that people treat you that you should not be treated that way.
Yes, most of the time it's that emotional, verbal abuse, cutting you down to size. It's the power play. It's that person trying to feel like they have authority over you or ownership, like you're an item and less of a human.
And something that I was very interesting, have you ever noticed that after you break up with someone, and you start thinking back on the things they did, and you're like, why did I ever put up with that? Why did I ever allow that to happen or continue? But if you find yourself in a relationship that it's becoming abusive, what do you do?
So one thing that we talk to our clients about at Care Lodge is we talk about a safety plan.
Okay.
A safety plan is not this big deal. A safety plan is who can I already connect with that I trust to share a little bit of what's going on in my life so they can be a part of increasing my safety and wellness, because we can't do it by ourselves. I've met so many different people, hundreds of people who try to do it on their own, and they keep going back to the person, or they try to make it on their own independently from their partner, and the isolation that they feel is so overwhelming that causes them to go back.
Do you think that because abusive individuals, one of the tactics that they use is they want to isolate you as much as possible from your friends and family, from the people who will tell you, you need to get away from this person?
Yes, that would probably be the first area that they would look at, is if they're trying to get power over that person, is use language and actions that make it seem better to be alone with them than to stay connected with their network of people who are supportive.
Okay.
Parents, especially in college, take them away from contact with parents, with community leaders that they may have been involved with, or organizations. Internship, I had a conversation with one of our interns about, you're dating somebody, you're in college, or maybe it's even your spouse, and they say, you know what, we can't afford you doing this internship. I don't even know why you chose this major to begin with. This is gonna be a bad idea for our family, or this household. And the intern was like, wow. And I said, yeah, that does happen, because internships are often unpaid, and that could be a financial strain. But if you're not aware of your community resources that can help support you through that internship or that time, COVID, I mean, so many people have lost jobs during this time. And if you're not aware of supportive resources out there or helpful people at the college or in the community, then you might feel like you can't make it. And we see students oftentimes withdrawing from class or never going back to college.
Do you find that in times of intense, whether it's a job loss or something going on, that abuse increases?
Absolutely. I think about Thanksgiving time, Christmas time, when you have all your family members around. Your anxiety, nothing bad may be happening, but naturally your anxiety just rises because
Sure.
there's a lot of things happening. People bring their stories into the same household. Chit chat goes on. But when you're talking about an intimate partner, dating partner, even a best friend, you have to really be careful because the actions that they're using, the language that they're using, can make you start doubting what you believe about yourself and the worth of a true loving relationship, and they start to distort that.
Now, you say you start out with a safety plan, and then what?
So a safety plan, breaking that down just a little bit,
Okay.
is who can you connect to?
Okay.
Some people don't have anybody they can connect to. They're that isolated. So then we say, we can be part of your circle. How can we help you get safe? I don't know. Well, how can we help you meet a goal for yourself? Well, I just want to finish school, but I can't afford my books. Well, I know a lady at the college that can help you do that, Miss LaShonda Grady.
Right.
And we connect them with people where they're at to help them get through those barriers that they're facing, that are telling them that they can't make it.
Now, do you have where you, and I hate to say this, but sometimes you have to do this secretly because people don't want, or when they find out that you've reached out to someone or that their partner's reached out to someone, they become even angrier?
Oftentimes, yes. The most dangerous time for a person to leave an abusive relationship is when they make that decision, this is it, I'm leaving. And we try to talk to them about, okay, when would your partner be away from the home, or maybe they're in a dating relationship? When is a safe time for you to break up? In person, maybe. If they're very volatile, I would do it around people.
Okay.
Or like at a place where there's maybe people walking through, not by yourself, not at your home where you may feel trapped, and not in the kitchen and not in a bedroom where there's potential weapons.
Right.
So breaking up in a safe way where there's potential witnesses around and your safety. Don't ever take your safety for granted.
Now, do you ever, are there times when, not that you recommend, but that someone needs to literally leave where they're living
Sure.
to break up with someone?
Sure, and we might recommend that somebody consider other options. Of course, Care Lodge has a secret shelter location that if you just gave us a phone call or stopped by our main office, we would be more than willing to walk you through those steps of becoming safe. But you don't have to come into shelter to get help. You could
Right.
go stay with your mom, your best friend. You could move out of state and still receive services and support. So,
And a lot of times you might find that your mom or best friends are saying, thank goodness. Thank
yes,
goodness you're getting out of this.
Yes, but ultimately confidentiality is huge.
Okay.
So we might have a mom or a dad or friend come up with their victim friend and say, I brought them here to get help. But then that friend comes back around and says, hey, are they here? Are they staying here? We don't say a
Can't say,
word
yeah.
because it's for their safety, and
Sure.
we don't know what kind of connections are happening behind the scenes. So we do not disclose any information about people who come to receive help.
Do people do you have counseling? Do you have where, you basically are telling them, look, this is not normal. That the way you're being treated is not normal. It is not, I hesitate to say right, but it's not right.
Yeah.
Do you have that kind of counseling available?
We do. We have crisis counseling. That would be something that I would be able to do, or any of our staff members. But then we have that upper echelon of counseling services like you would see at Weems, or the EAP program that MCC offers for students here. We offer that trauma therapy in-house at Care Lodge. So that's free of charge, and everything that we offer for victims is for free. They don't have to worry about paying for anything. No room and board. They could come in with just what they have on and not have to worry about material items.
Well, now, and Care Lodge, you service what area?
9 counties of East Central Mississippi.
Okay, so 9 counties. Are there other locations besides Meridian where people, or we're your big location?
We are the home base in Meridian, but we are working on satellite locations to meet with people.
Okay, well, luckily enough, we have you for 2 segments today, so we're going to take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, we'll be right back.
Since 1996, the MCC Foundation Tuition Guarantee Program has provided students an opportunity to find their potential. Thousands of students have benefited from the program. Over $6 million have been invested in the students who learn and live right here in our community. This program is funded by individuals and businesses who believe in our students, our families, and the economic impact of an education at Meridian Community College. Now is your chance to offer support. Give today at meridiancc.edu/give.
We are back with the wonderful Miss Sara Smith. Now, we've been talking about being in abusive relationships and discovering, when you might be in an abusive relationship. But what about documenting? Because I know some people have to do restraining orders and things like that, but you've got to prove, don't you, that they have done something, said they were going to do something, will do something. How do you go about it? How do you go about doing that?
Well, there's a couple different ways you can do it. There's a few apps out there that are free, like the Are You Safe app or My Plan app.
Okay.
It can be tricky finding the My Plan app, but it's a really good one. It's MYPLAN. Then you have to type in APP or you're going to get other stuff pop up.
Okay.
But these apps, one of them will actually have a passcode. This is so cool. The Are You Safe app has a passcode, so if your partner tends to go through your phone a lot, they click on this and you have to do a passcode. Now, if I try to make you put in your passcode, I put in 0000, it opens a safe mode.
Okay.
So it's just talking
good.
about organizing your life and getting your act together and tips instead of all of your documented pictures and audio messages and things like that. They can't access that anymore. Okay. So the other app, the My Plan app, helps you look at your relationship. Am I at risk? Is my lethality high in my relationship, which means how likely are they to seriously harm you or cause death because of their threats and actions? And that's a really helpful tool to be able to go through that. Okay. And so documenting, you do have to be careful about that. Some people will open up their phone and, like the app, Notes app, and they'll document there. But what if your partner is going through your phone? Is that necessarily a safe place to put it? I would highly recommend networking with a best friend or somebody who is very supportive in your life, who you trust with your information. Have that documentation in 2 different places, so if something does happen to your phone, you have it backed up somewhere in a cloud that's password protected or printed and hidden somewhere else.
How important is it to bring authorities in or let them know if you think something that you might be in danger?
Definitely go with your gut.
Okay. I've always said,
yes.
I really do think gut feelings, if you have a gut feeling about someone, I'm a firm believer in gut feelings.
Yes.
Something's just not right.
I mean, we're wired that way. I
Yes.
mean, we are hardwired to be able to have that sixth sense.
Sure.
I know some people are like, but there is something to that, y'all. Just please trust your gut. If you are feeling like something's off or not right, it probably is. But going back to documentation, if you have a journal and you're writing all your documentation, which is one way you can do it, like a stalking log. Maybe there's somebody who's your partner or ex has been hanging around. They're walking by your dorm or your apartment or driving by at weird hours of the night or causing a scene at your work. Yeah, document that.
Well, if they happen to be a college student, or if you happen to be a college student and whoever is doing this to you, they should not be on the campus.
No.
And if you bring it to the attention of campus police,
yes.
they can definitely do something about it, whether they're driving around or whatever. It's stopping them saying, why are you on the campus?
But what if they're a student here?
Okay.
What if you're in the same class with them? And that's where things get tricky, but luckily there are some awesome policies here that help protect students from other students who are causing those interpersonal violent behaviors.
Do you find people are embarrassed to tell authorities or to tell family members or to what exactly is happening to them?
Yes, especially if the general public, I'll say, feels like they are a really good couple.
Sure.
And they look good together, they're so cute, #goals, all of that facade stuff. Social media, great pictures.
You never truly know what goes on behind closed doors.
No.
You never truly know. And how many times have we seen pictures and someone has killed 50 people and all that, and their neighbors are like, oh, they were such nice people. They were, always put out his garbage, and and you're like,
they're so helpful.
They're so helpful.
Yes.
But don't go in the backyard or the basement.
Exactly, and we'll have to keep from crying because we know it's such a reality.
Sure.
And when you work with authorities, they're going to ask a lot of questions and they're going to try to figure out what's going on. How long has this been going on? If you have to end up pressing charges or getting a domestic abuse protection order against a previous partner or current partner, they're going to want to know what circumstances led you to feel like you are in imminent, serious bodily harm, threat of death.
Okay.
That is what they're looking for. And to help the judges and court personnel understand what you're going through. If I'm a stalker and I put a sweet message on your car, you are my everything, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me, I hope you have a great day, XOXO. To somebody else who doesn't understand what I'm dealing with, the stalking behaviors, what a sweet message. Oh, they left you a gift at your office or in homeroom or whatever. And everybody else is, oh, so sweet. But you are terrified on the inside because they now know where you moved to, or they now are sending you a secret message without saying it, that I know where you are, I'm still watching
this is
you.
more of the power play over
Exactly.
you. And a lot of times it seems like you're not going to the authorities at the beginning of the abusive
No.
relationship. You've been in it
For a while.
And I'm going to come back, and I think we talk about this every time you're on the show, and because why do people go back, or why do they stay in abusive relationships?
They have hope that person that they fell in love with returns, that personality returns, those characteristics return. They're afraid to leave. Maybe they've been threatened, or their partner said, I'm going to end my life if you leave me. I can't live without you. And the victim believes it. Or they're just unsure of what is available to support them, and they're afraid to go out on a limb and try to do life. Facing the unknown is scary to a lot of people.
I find, and we've talked about this also, family members of mine who shall remain nameless, but who would rather be in a bad relationship than be alone. Do we have a lot of that?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yes.
I've been where I see people, I don't see what you're getting out of this.
I'm going to speak directly.
Okay.
Humanity is built for community, but we're built for healthy relationships. Doesn't mean you have to be dating somebody or married, but you can have a rock star friendship with somebody and still get that. When I say intimacy, I don't necessarily mean sexuality,
Right.
but that understanding, that camaraderie that comes with a good, healthy relationship. You do not have to be dating somebody in order to have that. So singleness and dating somebody.
And especially somebody who is not
Yes.
committed to a healthy relationship with you.
Don't be a compromising partner.
No.
Absolutely.
And I, as I tell my family members, I'm like, I would much rather be alone. 'Cause great friends, I'd much rather be alone than put up with some of that. And I don't know, sometimes, is it healthier sometimes to talk to people who are outside of your
Oh yes, hands
community?
down.
Okay.
Hands down, because they're unbiased and they don't have to know the whole backstory.
Okay.
So talking to somebody like at Care Lodge or from the school and saying, hey, this is where I'm at right now and I need help from this moment forward. And that's all they need to know.
Well, Sarah, every time I have you on, I always say it's not enough time. It's not enough time. And this time we had 2 segments, and it's still not enough time. But
I'll be
because
back.
we could literally solve the world's problems if they would listen to us.
I mean,
because we're
yes.
2 extremely intelligent,
Obviously.
very good-looking people.
Yes.
And why don't they notice? But I want to thank you for being here today, and I do want you to come back and let's continue this conversation.
Yes, anytime.
We'll be right back.
With so much uncertainty in our world, we are thankful for the heart and determination of those who have followed their calling in healthcare. They work tirelessly on the front lines every day to make a true difference in our community. At Meridian Community College, we take pride in training these heroes and are grateful for their service in this time of great need. These eagles found their wings at Meridian Community College.
Okay, and we have Mr. Curtis Bradley here today, and you are new to MCC.
That's right. That's right.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You've
I
just been
appreciate
here,
it.
is it, what, this second week, third week?
I think we're going into like the 3rd week.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How's it been?
It's been really good. It's been a lot of support,
Good.
tremendous amount of support. Just my end, just trying to get adjusted to everything, all the new programs and systems. And
Well,
all
I
that
was about to
stuff.
say, you are bringing us a new program.
Yeah, that is
which
correct.
is a lineman program.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
and could you tell me exactly what that is. What do you do?
Yeah, so a lot of people when they hear the term lineman, they think it's associated with football. So this is not this is not a football program.
Not football. Okay.
So the lineman program is an electrical lineman program, or in the industry we call it a utility electrical lineman program. So these are the young men or women that work for certain companies like Mississippi Power, MEPA, Southern Pine,
okay.
Volt Power, and others throughout the United States, where when the lights go out, or when a tornado hits or a hurricane hits, we're the young men or young women that's in the buckets going to restore the power to your home.
Okay.
And to the hospital and to the malls and every other location. So that's what this program is. It's 16 weeks. It's a very good program. We're going to be offering a lot within that time. And so I'm really excited about it.
When you finish the 16 weeks, you get a certification?
Yes.
Okay.
So it'll be a certification, and you have I would say a little certificate, but you have other things that go along with it, like Class A CDL. We'll have a restriction on it, but you will get your Class A CDL. You get a first aid and CPR.
Okay.
You will be able to get a OSHA 10 card, forklift license.
Is this within that 16-week period? Wow.
And on top of everything else that I bring to the table with the program as well. So, you know, we teach the guys how to climb. We teach them basic electricity. Teach them how to interview, how to build resumes, the equipment, how to run it.
How many students do you have in the, or will you be able to take in the program?
Yeah, so right now I got 12.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that's good.
I mean, it filled up really quick. We got them.
Is that going to be your max number? Is 12 per?
Well, my max number was going to be 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
but we had such we had such a great interest, and I'm all about helping people. And we had a couple parents and a couple individuals reach out, and I said, hey, let's try it. Let's see what we can do.
Okay. Well, is there a great demand for linemen?
Tremendous.
Okay.
It is.
So the job market is good.
Yes, sir.
If they finish your program, have the certifications, they can look to get a job pretty quickly, hopefully.
Yeah, if they do the things that I tell them to do.
Okay.
Of course, if they have the fundamentals like having a great attitude, work ethic, and all those other things, there shouldn't be no issue for them finding a job. Now, the biggest thing is identifying the student on what path they want to go. So what I mean by that is if you want to stay local or if you want to be on the road or go the contract route.
Okay.
And so that's what I try to help the individual find out what they want to do, because that way I could put them on a pathway to get them into the right, with the right employers, so we can get them employed, you know. So
now, and these would be considered, once they finish the program and get a job, these would be considered essential employees.
Absolutely.
So because they're needed and necessary.
Never stop working, no matter what.
Now, what kind of prereqs do they have to get into your program? Do they have to take any classes before they can get into your program?
Not at this point. Right now, it's just having the standard. You got to have either a GED or a high school diploma.
Okay.
We require that they have their CDL permit taken. We do a background check on them, DOT physical.
CDL is commercial driver's license?
Commercial driver's license. And the DOT is just the Department of Transportation. They do a physical, and that's just associated with the CDL.
Okay.
And then we run an MVR, which is a motor vehicle report, make sure they don't have anything outstanding or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
And they fill out the registration packet, and once they get that to me, hey, we can get them into the program.
Now, and I know you probably don't know exacts or anything like that, but is the money pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, I can give you some figures if you want. So typically with an individual coming out of my program or any other programs that's throughout the state, depending on where it is, they get offered between $16 to $20 an hour starting off.
Wow.
With benefits.
With benefits.
And they roll into an industry into a company rather that has an apprenticeship that they progress within 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
So within 4 or 5 years, these individuals can be making upwards to $35, $40 an hour.
Now, and this might be a stupid question, and please
no
bear with me because I
questions.
don't know anything about linemen, about the program. But
yeah.
Are you going to? You'll have the 16-week program. Are you eventually going to do like an additional anything, or you're just concentrating on this 16-week certification program for linemen? And I mean that, is that going to be part of like a a degree here at Meridian Community College or anything like that? Do you know? Or
Yeah,
are you going to do that?
yeah, I think.
Is that a stupid question?
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
it's not. No, it's not a stupid question. So some of the things, and hopefully I can answer the question that you're talking about. But I know our objective is to go into be a credit program.
Okay,
So
okay.
I think that's the goal for the spring of next year.
Okay.
Which we're on track to do that. Right now, what I'm trying to implement is some things that other programs within the state are not implementing, or industry gaps is what I call them. So this summer I'll be running an 8-week program, and it'll be focusing on underground. So that's just another segment of the industry.
Okay.
The gentlemen.
So that would be in addition to the 16-week. They'll take the 16-week lineman and then possibly an 8-week
if they want
underground.
to.
Okay.
And we'll do a summer program. It'll be 8 weeks. They'll still get their Class A CDLs and all the other things.
Excellent.
And then this fall we'll do another 16-week as well.
And you had said before that eventually, or that the program would be housed across from Meridian Airport?
Yeah, so where
that's the
the
plan?
CDL program is located
Okay.
at, we're right across the road from it. The college, I just tell you, they've been doing outstanding work, and everything I asked and I need, they've just been going above and beyond. But we got some very nice property over there,
Good.
Right across from them, and it is plenty enough room for me to do everything that I need to do over there.
So you'll be able to take hopefully 10 to 12 students per 16 week. Okay. And so how do they just call and say, I want to talk to someone about the lineman program? Is there someone specifically that they need to talk to?
Yeah, so they can always contact me, but for right now we're having the individuals or the students or whoever is interested call down there to the workforce.
Okay.
Tell them that they're interested in the lineman program. I know they've been doing a great job with building me a website and some links and some other things so it can make it really accessible to reach the public, because that's one of my biggest concerns, is making sure that we're on the social media platform to reach the public and educate the community about what the lineman program is and what kind of cornerstone it can provide for the community. So, those are just some of the things we're trying to do.
Listen, thank you so much. It sounds like such a good program, and I'm so happy that you're here.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
that you're here.
I appreciate that.
And I want to have you back once you've done maybe a semester or so and just see how things are going. Will that be all right?
That'd be fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
We'll be right back.
All right, so you're looking to make a career decision that's crazy smart and won't break the bank. Then let's start with tuition guarantee and a home field advantage. That's Meridian Community College, and we're changing the game. We've got heavy metal drilling and saving lives. Or how about building a rover that could drive on Mars? We're more than grades in a classroom. We're your Red Bull monster shot of knowledge that will help you own that next job. This is not just the 13th year. It's the gateway to your entire career. Are you ready for more? Well, the eagle has landed. Find your wings.
Meridian Community College. For more than 75 years, we've helped students soar. Establishing the first tuition guarantee program in Mississippi, we put our students first, while creating pathways into the workforce and offering a seamless transition to a 4-year degree. Now is the time to find your purpose and register today, because those who move forward never get left behind. MCC, find your wings.
On behalf of executive producer Matt Milner, media consultant Josh Taylor, and our student producers Bree Spivey and Trey Scandrick, thank you for watching. Hope you learned a little bit.